All right, let's talk about something that affects every single one of us. We're diving into the future of data protection, which really is a story about the collision course between our digital lives and our right to privacy. Come on, you know you have. We've all done it. You're trying to read an article, this little box pops up, and you just want it gone. So you click allow and you don't think about it again. Seems harmless, right? Well, that one tiny, almost mindless action, that's the gateway. It's the exact point where our personal information meets the incredibly powerful tech that's designed to collect and use it. And that brings us to a really big idea that's changing the game. So how do we handle this? Well, one of the biggest conversations happening in tech right now is about a major shift. Instead of waiting for privacy problems to pop up and then trying to fix them, the idea is to prevent them from ever happening in the first place. It's all about building privacy right from the very start. This phrase from one of our sources really hits the nail on the head. It mentions bringing DPIAs, that's a fancy term for data protection impact assessments, right into the development cycle. What that means is, instead of treating privacy like some legal checkbox you tick at the end, it becomes a core part of the actual creation process. And this whole philosophy has a name: privacy by design. So what is privacy by design in plain English? It's about being proactive, not reactive. It means that the people building an app or a service are thinking about how to protect your data from the moment they sketch it out on a whiteboard, instead of scrambling to bolt on some security features right before it launches. Let's just look at how this plays out. You've got your normal development process: concept, design, code, launch. Simple enough. But with privacy by design, you slot in this crucial step, a privacy assessment right there in the design phase. And this is huge. It means privacy is treated as a fundamental requirement, just as important as making sure the thing actually works. Here's a great way to think about it. It's all about foresight versus hindsight. You can build a house with a strong fence and good locks from day one, or you can wait until after you've been robbed to nail a piece of plywood over the broken window. One is smart and strategic, the other is just a messy, panicked reaction. But what happens when the technology itself seems designed to go against the very idea of privacy? And that brings us to blockchain. Now, this isn't just a practical design problem anymore. This is a much deeper, almost philosophical conflict. We're talking about two incredibly powerful concepts that are basically on a collision course. Okay, here's the fundamental problem. On one hand, you have blockchain technology, which is designed from the ground up to be permanent. Its entire purpose is to create a public record that can never, ever be changed. But on the other hand, you have modern privacy laws that are built on the idea that you have rights over your data, including the right to be forgotten, which means you can ask for your data to be deleted. So one says permanent and the other says erasable. See the issue? And this leads to the million-dollar question from our source material. Can these two things really exist in the same world? A technology of permanence and a right of erasure? It's a massive, massive challenge. But it's not hopeless. Innovators are already working on some wild ideas, like storing data off-chain or using complex cryptography to try and square this circle. And it's so important because the stakes are incredibly high. This is way more than just a puzzle for coders. It's a debate for all of us about our core values. How do we push forward with amazing new technology without sacrificing fundamental human rights like privacy in the process? So, after all that, where does this leave us? Well, here's the thing. This story doesn't have a clean ending. We are right in the middle of this massive, ongoing conversation about what the future of our digital selves is actually going to look like. And as we've just talked about, that future is being hammered out in the middle of some major tug-of-wars. You've got the practical battle between designing for privacy versus just fixing it later, and then there's that deep philosophical clash between permanent tech and our right to be forgotten. It's this constant balancing act between moving fast and protecting what's important. And that's really the crucial takeaway. There are no easy answers. We are living on the frontier. It's like the Wild West for our digital lives. And the rule book for how our data is handled, how we're protected, it's all being written right now as we speak, in courtrooms, in company meetings, and in lines of computer code. So I want to leave you with one final big question to think about. As tech gets more and more powerful and weaves itself deeper into our lives, who is the true guardian of your digital self? Is it the companies building the tech? Is it the government making the laws? Or ultimately, is it you?